Welcome to Practical Leadership and Professionalism, presented by the Office of Student Involvement and Leadership. This presentation was designed to help you understand 2 of 6 competency areas that have been identified by the UAB Division of Student Affairs. We invite you to take a moment to pause and grab some paper to take notes as we provide some tangible skills to help you become an effective student leader. During this presentation, we will define practical leadership and professionalism, provide practical leadership skills that will assist in your personal development, and last, we will discuss tips on how to effectively manage your organization. Student Affairs defines practical leadership and management as the ability to develop an idea into a real-life action or action plan. This skill requires the ability to support others, delegate tasks, communicate goals, and critically understand the needs of others to create a balanced, fair, and performance-driven team environment. Professionalism includes, but is not limited to, the skills, judgment, and behavior that is expected from a leader or employee. It is evident through both the attitude and conduct of the professional. Now let's take a closer look at some important skills associated with practical leadership and professionalism.
Effective communication is critical to your ability to support others and communicate goals as a leader. You will find throughout your experience as a leader that many group and individual conflicts are rooted in ineffective communication. When communicating to an individual or a group, it is important to first identify the best venue for your message. Some messages can be easily shared through electronic communication like email or text, while others should be done in person with the group or individual. Be sure to consider the tone of your message or topic and choose a venue accordingly. Your physical environment is also important to keep in mind when communicating. Your environment should match the tone of your message or topic. You can create a good environment for verbal communication by minimizing distractions and encouraging those who you are communicating with to put away cell phones and laptops to ensure you have their full attention. You may want to identify a physical space where you can minimize unwanted sound or foot traffic of people nearby. Keep the tone upbeat with a positive attitude. Organization members will follow the leader, so make sure to role model a positive attitude in your action and message for those around you. And finally, ensure your nonverbals match what you're communicating verbally. Gestures, facial expressions, and posture often speak louder than the tone of your voice. Be mindful of this when communicating with others.
Communication is only effective when the result is a shared understanding of the message. Leaders can evaluate if there is a shared understanding through active listening. Make sure to pay attention when those around you are offering ideas, asking questions, and sharing concerns. This input should inform the way you communicate and how you make decisions as a leader. What you do with what you learn from listening will have an impact on morale and attitudes within your organization. Addressing sensitive issues and navigating difficult conversations is a common barrier for many leaders, but the ability to do so is imperative to your organization's success and the cohesiveness of your members. A few tips for addressing a sensitive issue include starting the conversation on a positive note. Positive communication is a tool to reinforce good behavior and eliminate bad behavior. This kind of communication builds self-esteem and inspires confidence in individuals. Define the problem. Be kind, but honest and direct. When expressing your concerns, don't exaggerate and only state the facts based on your observations. Let them be a part of the solution. Use your shared goal or whatever common ground you've established to identify strategies to solve the problem together. This will allow the other person to feel some ownership in whatever the solution is and help keep them accountable. End on a positive note. Acknowledge the individual and recognize their contribution to your team or relationship. Follow up. Stay committed to the solution that was agreed upon and check in to evaluate progress and effectiveness of the solution. Provide the individual an opportunity to say, this isn't working, or I think we need to try something else. Last, keep the situation confidential. In order to maintain trust, it is crucial that you keep the sensitive conversation confidential and don't share details with others. This is a great opportunity to utilize your advisor for guidance and consultation.
An important lesson to learn as a leader is that delegation is a development tool, not a time management tool. Delegation is meant to build competency in those around you, not save you time as a leader. With that being said, when done correctly and consistently, delegation can build capacity within your team and its members. 5 steps you can take to enhance your ability to delegate include: first, analyzing the task. You'll want to ask yourself, what is the task? When is it due? What resources are available? And what is the desired outcome or deliverable? Next, you'll want to select a delegate. You'll want to identify the skills and attitude needed to complete the task. Match the needed skills to a member of your team and plan for any necessary training. When assigning the task, you'll want to make sure you can answer the following questions for the delegate. What is the goal or outcome? What actions, assistance, or resources are required? When is it due? When and how will you follow up? How will this new task affect the individual's workload? What obstacles do they foresee? And what decision-making authority do they have? Next, the delegate will need to execute the task. This part's pretty self-explanatory, but make sure to inform other members of your team that you've delegated this task and that the person is the new point of contact for this project. And for the final step, you'll want to conduct regular feedback sessions where you can update each other on progress, catch problems early on, coach the delegate back on track if necessary, and praise them for positive outcomes and progress made. Through the development of practical leadership, you also have the opportunity to develop the behaviors that define professionalism. These behaviors include punctuality. This is a reflection of your respect for others and their time. While this should be a common behavior for a leader, it is also something you should role model for your team. Working productively with others is a test of your competency in teamwork, communication, problem solving, and critical thinking. The ability to do all of this successfully demonstrates your professional capacity. Demonstrating personal accountability allows you to identify your strengths and weaknesses and communicate what you need in order to be successful to those around you. And finally, effective time management. This is a strategy you hear the most commonly associated with leadership and involvement. In the context of professionalism, time management refers to your ability to manage multiple projects and priorities while also balancing their deadlines.
Before you can effectively manage your organization, it is important to understand the purpose of your organization. Why does it exist? And what do you want to accomplish on campus? Organizational purpose comes from a shared view of our vision, mission, values, and goals. You may have heard of these terms, but may not be sure of the basic differences among them. Your organization's vision should define what you seek to become as an organization, yet describe something that is realistic. Your mission describes why your organization exists and helps you identify the scope of what you can offer and your target audience. When developing your organization's values, think about the shared beliefs that guide all of your activities and services. Once you understand your organization's mission and values, you can develop goals that guide your decisions and actions. Be sure to develop SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. A critical component of organizational management is running effective meetings. A few tips to help you prepare for your organization meetings include giving notice. Your members will be more likely to attend and be engaged if they are given advance notice. It is encouraged to go ahead and establish your meeting dates and times for the semester if you want to make sure your members can prioritize these meetings. A consistent time and location make remembering the meetings easier for everyone. In addition to posting these meetings on Engage, consider sending Outlook calendar invites and sending reminders for the meetings via email, phone, or group chat. Create an agenda, one of the most important parts of a meeting, to outline what needs to be discussed and accomplished. Make sure your agenda is organized and list the topics that need to be covered. Next, you should set and maintain the atmosphere during your meetings. This includes arriving early to set up if you are leading the meeting and greeting members as they arrive. Make sure your meetings are engaging and interactive. Consider incorporating icebreakers or team builders to boost team morale and create positive energy for the meeting. Also think about sitting in a circle or a U-shape so everyone is visible and encourage everyone to actively participate in the meeting. If you are leading the meeting, it is your responsibility to keep the meeting on track. Try your best to begin and end on time, guide the discussion, and try not to stay on one topic for too long. You might have to table an issue if no progress is made over a long period of time. Finally, be sure to follow up after each meeting. This may include sending out meeting minutes to ensure members are on the same page of what was discussed and decided on. This means you should designate someone to take minutes during the meeting. Use these notes to determine the topics for the next meeting's agenda. Remember that meeting minutes should be clear and easy to read. If tasks were assigned during the meeting, you should follow up with your team to make sure they are being completed and to answer any questions. Members should not wait until the next meeting to ask follow-up questions regarding tasks that have deadlines prior to that meeting. Planning ahead is essential to organizational management. Here are some tips to keep you organized as a member of your organization. Start by preparing a to-do list with all of your tasks. Prioritize them in order of importance and break them into small parts so they seem less overwhelming. Manage your time. You have to motivate yourself to complete tasks in a timely manner. Try not to procrastinate and try to set a schedule and stick to it. Go ahead and get the harder tasks out of the way first, then focus on the smaller tasks. Also, recognize if you're spending too much time on a task, yet not improving the quality of it. The goal is always to provide quality work and to increase productivity. Be fully engaged by giving your attention and focus to your current task rather than multitasking, which we all know can be hard to do. It is important to note that things will not always go as planned, so you need to be flexible. You may have to reevaluate your priorities or go back to make changes to former tasks. And this is okay because a good leader is one who is adaptable.
Through your experience as a student leader, you will have the opportunity to develop and practice your practical leadership skills while demonstrating professionalism. Some additional resources to support your development in these areas include SIL's Leadership Library. The Leadership Library provides a variety of leadership-based literature for students to utilize. Visit our office and choose from more than 50 leadership development texts. For a list of available texts, visit uab.edu/SIL. The UAB Career Center provides resources to students and alumni completely free of charge. These resources include one-on-one career advising, resume assistance, interview resources, the career closet, and so much more. For a full list of programs and services provided by the Career Center, visit uab.edu/career services. If you have questions or concerns about how to develop and practice practical leadership and professionalism, be sure to contact a member of the SIL team. Thanks so much for watching.